Have you ever been worried that the next step you take on the artwork that you've worked so hard on might completely ruin it? And so you've been stuck or paralyzed in fear and you don't want to add color or ink it or add this part or that part in fear of ruining your art? Well, I'm going to show you how a digital app can help. You make edits, and that can be the testing ground before you put it on your finished piece. And also how you can make printable PDFs of any of your artwork, which is really cool for printing multiple outlines and then trying different techniques, even color, marker or watercolor, different media, different things like that on your art. So here is what you do. First, I have the app Procreate on my iPad. You can do this with any digital app. Procreate is awesome. It's only $12 for iPads, but you can you can do the same process with all sorts of free apps as well. So what you do is you take a picture either with your tablet or on your phone and then send it to your tablet, and then you open it up in the digital app. So I'll be doing all of this in Procreate. So once you take that picture, and you want to make sure you take picture in good lighting, so outside on a sunny day or a overcast day is really nice. Any natural light, white light is better. If the light isn't great in your house, you still might be able to get away with it. You're just going to have to adjust some of the settings more. So once you put it in Procreate, you import it. There's a few different ways. With Procreate, you could send it straight there from the photo, or you could come up here, create a new canvas up here, and then you can go to Add, Insert a Photo, and then you can just choose the photo. So I'll do that here. And then you want to orient it however you want it to be. So I'm going to do, it looks like landscape mode would work best. So let me turn the canvas this way. All right. Now you see it's gray and I want it white, right? I want the black outline on white paper. And so the way I do that, it requires some tinkering. If the lighting was even better, you can see it's too gray on this side. The better lighting would have made it even easier to do this next step, but you can still do it. So first I'm going to go click this magic wand up here, and then you're going to go to Hue, Saturation, Brightness, and these settings might be different depending on the app, but this is with Procreate. We want to turn it black and white, okay? So, or grayscale. We don't want any color here. By the way, this blue was some marker that I was doing, showing some students something in a live class, but I can even get rid of that here. So turn the saturation all the way down. So now it's completely grayscale. Next, we want to make it more bright. We want to add brightness and add contrast so that eventually we get just black and white. And you want to bring it up like this, but not too far, because once it starts to get washed out, it starts to get rid of the lines you worked hard on, and you don't want to do that. I just want the black and white. I want to bring it as white as I can without sacrificing the line quality. So it's a balance. But I think that's pretty good. And you can zoom in to make sure the lines are still looking good. Then I'm going to go to curves. And you're going to bring this in. And you're going to bring that over. So the bottom comes to the right. So that darkens it. It's going to darken everything. So somewhere right around that first vertical line, somewhere in this range is usually where I go. And then this one, you push to the left. And you see how, now, I want to get rid of that. It was this blue marker. If you have a lot of color on here, it's going to be a lot harder and won't work as well. But in fact, you'll have too much grayscale there probably once you remove the saturation. But when you have it in the ink stage, just take a picture and upload it just in case you want to make some edits. So see, I can remove all of that there, but then the problem is, look at how it over here, it gets rid of lots of these lines and it thins out the lines too much. I don't want that. So I don't want it that much. So you can zoom out and see. I think that's pretty good though. those still have good, and when it's printed out on a full page, it's going to be about like that size. And so the lines look very good there, I think. All right. Now, the rest, you can erase. There's a few ways you can erase. You can manually erase. Okay, like this. Now, the issue is getting around all these little specks. That'll just take forever. So there's a few ways you could do this. One way is go to the little, whatever this is, that S up there, and go to automatic. And it'll select like all of those colors, okay, on whatever you click on. So if I click on this gray, because it's like gray there, and then you can pull the selection threshold to the right if you want to get more colors that are similar to that. But if you do it too far, it's going to get rid of your black lines. And then you want to cut that. You can clear it. Nope. Sorry. You want to cut it, not clear it. So like delete it. So the way I do that is, well, I've set it up so that I can swipe 3 fingers down. I think that's how it is for everyone. But you can look in the settings to see how you find the cut. And then I just cut that out. And you just want to make sure it doesn't remove the black lines that you do want to keep. Yeah, I think it kept everything. Let's see. You can undo really easily digitally. So it's removing everything similar to that color. Yeah, it looks good. And then I'm going to get this up here a little bit more. You can come in here and catch multiple pieces, right? It's got the whole lot. That's where I was erasing. This is just going to be easier to erase manually. But these pieces here, now you could also just come in here and easily erase them. Let's change my brush, something like this. Yeah, so that might be easier. And I had too many details down here anyways, because that was mostly an accident. Or some of it was. I was showing the students how to deal with mistakes. And it was to turn it into something else. Happy little accident, as Bob Ross says. Of course, digital apps like this is just cheating because you can just erase them. But it's not really cheating. You can use what you want here. Be resourceful. If it's an option. If not, then you got to turn it into a happy little accident. All right. I don't need to get everything because you won't be able to see once we zoom out. You won't be able to notice these anyways. Now, you could also make whatever edits you want here. Right? So this is where you You could add different pieces. What would it look like if there's a person back there or something over here? You draw something differently. Or even just final edits before if you were going to print it. Now I'm going to print this for a printable PDF. And so I could have done these edits here, these little additions with the ink, but there's some things I'm noticing now, so might as well add them. Now, the other cool thing about this, right, so this is basically ready to go. And I could just export this as a PDF. But I want to show you one more thing that I love to do. My favorite part of the art process is inking traditionally, just because I love brush pens, ink pens. It's really relaxing for me. So I love to do that traditionally on the paper. Nothing beats it. However, coloring, lots of times I'll do the coloring part with marker or watercolor or something. Color pencil lots of times. So you could come in here and test things. Like, what if you put these shadows in here? And if you don't like it, just erase. Let's see, do I like it? I think I do. Brings it off of, brings it out from the edge a little bit. And then if I do one over here too, close that line a little bit, it'll look even better. So it looks like it's raised a little bit here. There were a couple of little edits I wanted to make here. Like when I did these on the page, I realized it's too much detail in one little area. Pretty picky, but they could look better without all of those extra lines there. All right, so yeah, that looks cool. Here's what I like to do a lot of. Let me fix this one shadow. Okay. I like to add a layer. I love to color digitally too. And it's a lot quicker. I like to add a new layer on top. Make sure this is normal. So this is just my black and white layer. This is normal. Go to multiply. And then you can color on top when it's on multiply, and it will not cover up the black lines. Oh, it's going to be awesome. I love to do this. Let me get a better brush. I think this will work. Turn this down. Okay. So you can color this in real quickly. This is a great way to test colors before you commit to them. And, you know, you go a little quicker because you can always undo with the tap. That is too dark. All right, so check that out, right? And then you could color it all like this if you like. And these final pieces look really good. That's how I made a lot of my art. Keeps the integrity and the traditional look of those ink lines. A lot of comic artists do this, and my favorite comic artists do the same thing, right? Traditional inking, digital coloring. And, you know, they'll do it a lot of times in Photoshop. But lots of artists use Procreate too. All right, so, and you can keep the color on a different layer. I highly recommend doing that. And what you end up with, let's see, I have a lot of pieces of art like this one. Oh, this one. I did this commission for a friend's basketball team, and this was all done traditional inking and colored digitally. So that's a great example. Let me show you the layers. Those are the final edits. There's the ink layer, right? You could see up close, you could see some of those little edits in there that I never got out. It didn't matter once I covered it with color. See? Well, that's not the final file, but that's the idea. All right, hopefully this was helpful. 3 things we've covered here. How to import your inked drawing into Procreate so that you can do tests, so that you can make printable PDFs, and so that you can color them. Hope this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if this is something you'll try.